For you and me who need to be able to analyze the market, we're going to go a little farther. Can I show what profit is on this graph? Well, let's see. For that, we're going to need a few steps. And I'm going to base my steps on a revision of the profit function. See, it's total revenue minus total cost. Well, I can rewrite that as price times quantity, that's total revenue, minus, this is going to seem really arbitrary at first, but it'll make sense soon, quantity divided by quantity, so that's just time, so there's a 1, times total cost. So I haven't changed the value of anything, but I've stretched it out in a weird way. Let's see, that can be price times quantity minus quantity times average total cost. Rearranging that second term a little bit. And I can rearrange that again, quantity times price minus average total cost. This equation down here at the bottom for profit is the one we're going to use for this graph because the average total cost and the price are both showing. Those are things we can easily show. Now, it's the same value. This is the same as this. The bottom one is rewritten to fit our graph. And so basically the steps we're going to take to measure profit is we're just going to gather each one of these pieces of information and plug it into the function. So step 1, choose quantity by setting marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. Step 2, identify your price. It's given to us, so that's really easy in perfect competition. Step 3, identify your average total cost. And step 4, profit is equal to quantity times price minus average total cost. Now the one thing I want to point out is that the price and the average total cost both are at this quantity. With price it doesn't matter because it doesn't change right now. That'll matter later in Monopoly and you'll thank me for reminding you of it now. The average total cost is at this quantity that we chose. So start by choosing quantity. Marginal revenue equals marginal cost. We've already solved for this point, so it's easy. But there's your competitive quantity. I found the intersection of marginal revenue and marginal cost and found the quantity that is associated with it. Now at that quantity, I want to find the price. Well, the price is constant, so that's easy. There's your price. And also at that quantity, I want to find the average total cost. Well, at that quantity, it's right here. ATC. And that actually gives us this. See, if there was numbers there, it'd be easy. If I had a quantity of 50 and a price of 10 and an average total cost of 6, well, my profit would be 50 times 10 minus 6 equals 200. And you're done. Just plug in the values. But even if we don't have specific numbers, I can actually look at this graph and tell you something about profit. You see, this equation makes a rectangle. There's a base, Q, and a height, P minus ATC. And all of this area in between is profit. We can shade it. It's quantity wide and P minus ATC high. That's profit. Now, a few things to be aware of. Firms can also suffer losses. So, for instance, if my average total cost curve were up here, a marginal cost like that, and get the same market price, well then, step 1, choose quantity by setting marginal revenue equal to marginal cost, and that price, of course, is the marginal revenue in perfect competition. And so I've got these 3 lines on here, average total cost, marginal revenue. If I want to maximize profit as this firm, I set marginal cost equal to marginal revenue to get my Q. That happens here. So here's Q. And then I compare my price to my average total cost. Solve for price and average total cost. And what do I get? My rectangle, quantity times price minus average total cost, but price is lower than average total cost. So price minus average total cost comes out as a negative, and this firm is losing money because its costs on average are higher than its price. And so it'll lose money. Both can happen. So let me give you a quick rule of thumb. If the price is greater than the average total cost, profit is greater than 0. If the price is less than average total cost, profit is less than 0. And if price equals the average total cost, you might have figured this out already, but profit is 0. Side note, we're talking about economic profit here. So 0 profit is actually not a bad outcome. It just means that you are making as much money running this business as you would with any of your outside options. So I think that's plenty for this graph. Later, if I have time, I'll make a video where I explain, what happens if there's changes in the market. If that happens, then we get new prices, which then affect the firm's profitability. There's all kinds of stuff we can do as extensions. Any change in the market that changes the market price can affect the profit maximizing decision of the firms within the market. But I think I've summarized everything I need to. So there's your crash course in profit maximization for a perfectly competitive firm. I hope it was helpful. If not, too bad, guys. Thanks for watching, and happy econ.